Chapter 4 is about models of the atom. In this chapter, we are going to learn Dalton's model of the atom. John Dalton proposed that all matter is made up of tiny particles, and these particles are molecules or atoms. So Dalton defined atom. Molecules can be broken down into atoms by chemical processes. Atoms cannot be broken down by chemical or physical processes. Dalton began teaching at the age of 12 and developed interest in science. He was especially interested in meteorology and kept a lifelong daily journal of atmospheric conditions. Although he was a colorblind, Dalton was able to make many great contributions to chemistry, including his model of the atom and the law of definite proportions. According to the law of definite composition, the mass ratio of carbon to oxygen in carbon dioxide CO2 is same, and carbon dioxide is composed of one carbon atom and two oxygen atoms. Similarly, two atoms of hydrogen and one atom of oxygen combine to give water, H2O. Dalton proposed that two hydrogen atoms could substitute for each oxygen atom in carbon dioxide to make methane with one carbon atom and four hydrogen atoms. For example, methane is CH4. So Dalton basically gave law of definite composition. Here is a summary of atomic theory, Dalton's atomic theory. He said an element is composed of tiny, indivisible, indestructible particle called atom. So first he defined atom. Then he said all atoms of an element are identical and have same properties. Atoms of different elements combine to form compounds, for example H2O. Compounds contain atoms in small whole number ratios, and atoms can combine in more than one ratio for forming different compounds. So he gave theories. Dalton's atomic theory. First two parts of atomic theory were later proven incorrect. We'll see this later. Proposals 3, 4 and 5 are still accepted today. The Dalton theory was an important step in the further development of the atomic theory. Toward the end of 1800s, evidence was seen that atoms were indivisible. There are two subatomic particles were discovered, negatively charged electrons and positive charged protons. An electron has a relative charge of -1 and proton has a relative charge of +1. So J.J. Thompson proposed subatomic model of the atom in 1903. He proposed that these are electrons. It's called plum, and inside the positive charge spheres, it's called pudding, and that's where he called plum and pudding model of the atom. So negative charge charges of this element, electrons, are plum inside the yellow pudding, positive charge. That's the theory he gave. Originally, Thompson could not only calculate mass to charge ratio of proton and an electron, and then Robert Millikan determined the charge of an electron in 1911. Thompson then calculated mass of a proton and electron, and an electron has mass of 9.11 times 10 raised to -28 grams. And a proton has a mass of 1.67 times 10 raised to -24 grams. So you can see electrons are tinier. We'll talk about Rutherford model of the atom in next video.